Guys, let's look at percentage profit. Now, first of all, what is profit? That's something you got to remember first. A profit is the amount that we get in on top of what we bought it for. So, if we sell it for something more than what we initially bought it for, then we're making a profit. So therefore, I've got it on the board for you. The profit is the selling price, the amount that we're selling it for, minus the initial cost price that cost us to buy the product. So selling price minus the cost price. It can't be the other way around. It must be selling price minus cost price. The difference is the profit. Now, if I want to know what the percentage profit is, then we put the profit over the cost price, because percentage profit is like the rate of profit, isn't it? So we put the profit, the amount of profit, by maybe using this little formula here, and then you always put it over the cost price. This is where a lot of people tend to get confused, but remember guys, it's always over cost price, not selling price, cost price, the initial price, and then you can multiply it by 100 to change it to a percentage form. Make sense, guys? So try to remember these two basic formulas and we can easily answer the questions. So let's go on to question 1. Book Lover Bookstore buys books for $20 each and sells them for $22. Now it says, if for each book, calculate, first of all, the profit. Well, if it sells it for $20 and, if it buys it for $20 and sells it for this much, what would be the profit? Now remember that little formula I told you at the beginning? This profit is always the selling price minus the cost price. Now the selling price is $22, the cost price was $20 for each book. So 22 minus 20 is what we can do by putting into the formula. And the difference, you just calculate it and we get 2. So it's the difference between the two prices. That's the profit that made for each book. Now, I'll just put the answer for part A here so we can use it. Part B asks us to calculate the percentage profit. Now hopefully you guys remember that formula I told you. Percentage profit is always the amount of profit over the cost price, not the selling price, the cost price. Now how much is the cost price? The cost price is the amount that we initially bought it for. See, the book buys books for $20 each, that is the cost price, and the profit, we found it in part A, didn't we? So you put the profit on the numerator and the cost price on the denominator, multiply it by 100, and you should get a percentage form value for the percent profit. It's 10% percentage profit. Make sense, guys? Just using the formulas. We'll move on to question 2. It says, Jason bought a mobile phone for $300 and sells it at a 15% profit. Find, first of all, the profit. This time they already give you the percentage profit, don't they? So we don't have to look for the percentage profit. They already give it to us. Now 15% of the cost price is going to be the profit. So that times that is what we're going to be doing. So 300 times the 15%. You can just put it exactly as it is and calculate it. And I'll just convert it into a decimal for you. And you can just multiply it and get $45. So $45 is the profit that's made by selling that phone. Now part B is asking us to find the selling price. Well, the answer in part A was 45. The selling price, guys, remember how I told you earlier, the formula to find the profit is always selling price minus the cost price, isn't it? So if I add the cost price back to the profit, then I could get back to my selling price, wouldn't it? So selling price is simply cost price plus the profit, and then if we add them together, we'll get our selling price back. So cost price was $300. We bought it for $300, and then a profit of $45 was made. We calculated in part A, didn't we? So add them together. 300 plus 45 will get us $345. That is the selling price. So make sure you can relate all these questions with one another.